Last video I talked about the Kypton Warwick return, but I want to give you a little bit more insight as to why I really like this storyline. I've never really booked many returns on my shows apart from the legends that I just decided were past wrestlers. So to have an in their prime wrestler do a comeback, I wanted to do something different and show the creativity I can provide in bringing just one person back. I believe this is a really innovative and different idea in order to do a comeback and just as an idea in general. And I grabbed this innovative idea from my best friend called Kypton, who I actually met through wrestling school. Didn't have many matches under his belt, but his first match, unlike most others, actually provided a story for his character. In real life, Kypton was asked to replace a wrestler who was unable to make it to their scheduled tag match of the evening. To make sense of the match change, the company decided to shoot a quick video. Now, with the wrestler of that show on the phone to his partner who's cancelled, he is furious that they've cancelled on him and needed to find a partner quickly for the evening. So, logically, this wrestler called upon the first person that he saw in front of him and the camera, the nearby janitor, played by Kypton himself. Stood stupidly with a mop in his hand, the janitor accepted the tag match just because, and it was made official for some reason. Look, only in wrestling does this make sense. Only in wrestling can you get away with this stuff. With this video only being published online rather than actually on the show while it was happening, I'm sure the audience were not only confused to see a different partner appear, but to see this skinny, pasty dude enter with barbed wire tights while holding a mop. Like, what? Now, I couldn't tell you about the match. I guarantee you it was probably trash. But the greatest part to me was when Kypton, who had a freaking panic attack during the week leading up to this match, displayed such character, such charisma by simply ignoring the tag to his partner. And he just decided to go to ringside and clean the floor with his mop. It was just, wow, it was beautiful. I laughed hysterically, and those around me did too, and I loved it. What a great spot. The janitor prioritizing his job over the dream job of wrestling just because it's all he knows. I really liked it. Now, it's been years since that match, and I've spent the entire time wondering how and why it could have been better. And trust me, it definitely could have been better. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, but you know, that's what I do. First of all, whoever was in charge of making that match should have just gone all out with this. They should have at least put the janitor in some freaking overalls and actually made it look like he was hired to clean the arena as opposed to, just being some random guy in the academy in the wrestling school with a mop in his hand. How do you, the owner of a company or the booker of a show, look at Kypton in lame, terrible barbed wire tights? Kypton, I love you, but they were terrible barbed wire tights. How do you look at him with that gear on and a mop in his hand and not tell him to gimmick it up? How do you not tell him to look like a janitor if that's his job for the evening, if that's his character for the evening? Secondly, put the video that you recorded for social media and put it on, I don't know, the screen that you actually have in the arena. That way you can actually explain the match change. It may be a small detail for a debuting rookie, but doing that would actually make sense, mate. Like, come on. Thirdly, Kypton may have been new, and newbies never get that much attention put on them when they first start, but as a booker, if you open your mind to a different, innovative, entertaining and interesting gimmick, who gives a damn? It's not like you're giving him the world title on his first match. It's a unique situation. Make the most of it. You go with it. Kypton wasn't amazing when he first started training, but he wasn't trash. If he wasn't good enough to be on a show, then why was he on the show to begin with? The show wouldn't have called upon him to fill that spot. Fourthly, the fact that those in charge apparently watched that match and didn't think to continue this janitor gimmick is insane to me. Like, looking back, it's just a missed opportunity. It wasn't the most amazing gimmick you've ever seen, don't get me wrong. I don't want to up this and make it sound like it was, such a missed opportunity and millions of dollars were wasted. But it's a great starting point for a character and a career for Kypton. Again, for a dumb janitor to prioritize mopping up some beer rather than making a hot tag, I just think it's great, and it's something that you can do at least for the first couple of months to get this new guy comfortable in what he's doing, to give him confidence and charisma, but that might be the issue. Because fifthly, I think the negatives with providing a new guy with this, big push is dumb. Like, this is why Australian wrestling isn't as big as it could be, because everyone involved around the situation just sucks when someone gets a big push at the start of their career. This wouldn't be this amazing world title run. As I said, it would be a couple of months of just this entertaining different character that sucks. I mean, he's playing a freaking janitor, for God's sake. I don't see why those in charge couldn't see the potential of this gimmick, but I have a few ideas why. A, they didn't like Kypton a lot. They didn't like his already high confidence, and they didn't want to add to his already high ego. And trust me, he did have a big ego, and he still does to this day. Love you, Kippy. B, it could be the fact that they didn't think that he was ready for such a character, for such a cool, different, unique, and fun gimmick. Him being new and all. Although that might be a fair call, it was pretty obvious during the match that he had something. Or C, they simply just didn't have a vision or any idea of how to proceed with this character. It was a simple replacement for one show. Nothing more, nothing less. And they probably didn't open their minds to expanding upon this idea. Or maybe D or C.5, they didn't really like the idea to begin with, and they didn't like the idea that they didn't think of. Either way, any of those options, dumb as fuck. Now clearly, as you can tell, I'm a little bit upset with the company's lack of ability to create a gimmick. So after many years of just thinking about it, looking back on it many times, the chance to better it and do it my way fell right into my lap with this. I wanted Kypton Warrick to return. Why have him just come out randomly for just one match? Why not have this cool proceeding storyline, not to just get him over, but to get Chris over at the same time? This story was my way of redeeming what could have been for that one night.